if this truly was like an RPG role playing game campaign, of course there's that one person in the party who the party head's like, yes, you agree to our terms, fantastic. And the guy's like, nah, dude, I shoot him in the head. And it's like, the GM's like, all right, roll to hit.
Well, it just happened. Let's talk about it.
Okay.
Why do you think Miller did it, and do you think it was a
Well,
good
Miller was
idea
trying to
or a
kill him
bad idea?
before on Eros, right? Because Holden stopped him,
Well, I think he wanted.
and he didn't know about him from Julie, as far as I know. We don't know why Miller wanted to kill Dresden. I think. Well, obviously he wants to kill him because Julie, but he tried killing him before.
What did he just say? He's literally like the 100,000 people were nothing. They were meaningless.
But he wanted to kill him before all this.
Yes. But then I also think a big part of the ending there, to me, is what's Fred Johnson saying? He's like, all right, sure, we agree to those terms. Like, you can continue uninterrupted. And even though
Miller was like, no.
I kind of feel like it was like that was Miller's only option of like not letting it happen again.
So we have
Right?
So we have something.
I want to know why he wanted to kill Dresden in the first place, though.
Miller, who strictly was obsessed with Julie. We don't know why. Maybe he was in love with her, or maybe he just idolized her.
He had an obsession with Julie Mel.
He made whatever.
Still
He
does.
He still does. He sees her, whatnot. That man is the one who knows the most about the molecule that he knows. You know, a person that he knows. This may be his revenge for
No,
Julie.
I get all of that. I understand all of the motive for why he would hate him now.
Yeah.
But Miller tried shooting Dresden on arrows,
Holden stopped him.
and Holden stopped him. But as up till that point, Dresden and his involvement in Julie Mao was not explained to us, and Miller would have no way of knowing that.
Well, that's because
So I want to know why Miller wanted to kill him prior to all of this information. And we haven't gotten that answer as far as I'm aware, and it's
Comics
actually
let us know.
bothering. I hope they don't spoil it, because I'm sure we get an explanation.
probably something we didn't notice, or something that
Well, you see, if you had read my backstory, it would be explained why I hate him, and that's why my character shot
We
him.
will get that information very soon. Like, you'll get closure on that.
So let's go over some notes that I've taken.
A lot happened.
The UN.
Hey, Alex got his first ship-to-ship win.
UN wanted.
Yeah, no, that was that. Yeah, we could get.
We'll get to that in a second.
After.
So
We're
Alex-
cheering Alex right
This
now.
is Alex's golden moment.
Yeah.
This
So
episode.
He outmaneuvered him. He killed him. He's like, yeah, we're good.
But
He also got revenge somewhat for the Donager
Yeah.
and the Canterbury, as well as technically Scopuli, because we don't know. I mean, we know which specific ship killed them. We don't know which ones were involved in the Donager attack. So this.
No, wasn't it multiple that attacked
Yeah,
the,
we don't know.
the
which
Donager,
one.
the
So
Donager.
this could have been one of them.
Yeah.
The other one could have been one. That's 2 stealth ships down, potentially 4 left that we know of.
well, I think the Donager destroyed more.
Didn't they mention in a previous episode how many fusion drives that
I think
shipyard
so.
made?
But you
They
don't.
may have.
They might have.
That probably should have been an important note to keep this
I
down.
mean,
But
but
he got
that'll-
first with Amos. We almost lost Amos. We thought, you know, in those 0.
Nah, Amos was dying. They wouldn't kill Amos like that.
I think that was just to help add.
I thought they
tension
might
to
break
the
his
whole-
leg or something.
But you get to see Alex like really
Shine.
deal with a high stress
Yeah.
moment. And like I had pointed out that Mikey kind of noticed, but you didn't realize who it was.
Kid.
Was when Holden asked him like, "Hey, did Miller
Miller
make
live?"
it?"
And he was
He
looking
did.
at the crew
And
manifest.
he saw one of the guy that he was just trying to help get settled on Tycho, signed up for the mission.
Well, I thought Alex was helping that guy get set
Yeah.
up on Tycho.
That's what he's saying. Alex
He
was looking
was.
through
But
it.
I thought Holden was looking at the crew manifest.
He wasn't.
No, it was Alex.
It was Alex?
Yeah.
Alex had time to look at the crew manifest?
Well,
Yeah.
this is after the fight was over.
Oh.
After he killed the stealth ship and
Yeah.
destroyed the stationary anti-asteroid turret.
Yeah.
I thought Holden was looking at the manifest.
No.
It didn't hit me like that.
That was
No,
pretty
because
cool.
Holden
So this
asks Alex.
Yeah. That's why I
this
thought.
was our first close look at a ship-to-ship combat, because you know with the Donager, you really didn't get to see.
We got far
You got,
far
like-
away.
They're far away, but not even that. We didn't get to see the PDCs tearing through the ships, leaving tracer rounds and stuff
Mhm.
floating in there, as well as metal strap, whatever.
Naomi narrowly
It went
missed
through her
a
console.
bullet. Yeah.
They went through their consoles. That's crazy. And the consoles were still functioning, which, they're cool.
Actually, super good tech that it still functions
Martian war tech, what do you expect?
pretty cool. That's
Now,
pretty dope.
Speaking of Martians, there's a big thing that happened this episode in the beginning was the UN gave the okay to destroy Deimos base,
Yeah,
which is
a
mostly autonomous,
Mars moon.
but it's a Mars moon that's a listening post, which means it's a defensive position. So this is like attacking like Pearl Harbor almost, kind of.
Now, who suggested that?
It was
Ostervela.
no, it wasn't. It was her. Yeah, it was
Ava Sarala.
I didn't understand who you just.
I've
said.
never said a name correctly on this channel.
It was Ava Saraja. She honestly, I think she did that because she knew it was the least populated base and the least casualties, and the Martians would be the least mad about it.
Well, and she revealed to the Admiral, she's like, there's no way it wasn't going to escalate.
Yeah, it was either gonna escalate. You either kill a mostly autonomous station, where you kill a fully manned station.
Yeah.
Let's see what that was very interesting to the point that the fleet commander stepped down. He refused the orders, and they were like, "Well, this is a legal order." He's like, "Okay, well, I just quit."
Yep.
They got moved to Jupiter.
Jupiter fleet?
Yeah, Jupiter fleet, which is probably
Squadron?
a fleet.
Something?
Um.
He got sent out there.
So Alex has we also get a little character development with Alex, especially this episode. He gets the Mars, like you said, the Mars philosophy. He wants to help people.
Just to round out the last thought really quick,
Yeah.
sorry.
Yeah.
And who replaced the super level-headed guy?
Oh, the guy,
The Warpath Man!
the Warhawk.
The Warhawk guy.
The Warhawk guy.
Okay,
yeah.
sorry, I just
You're
want
fine,
to
don't
make
worry.
sure you both
Don't worry,
caught that. Okay.
So we got
Go
a
ahead,
little bit
sorry.
Alex building. Alex was, pulling that Mars philosophy where he wants to help others, make sure they're comfortable, make sure everybody's able to perform at their best in society, which is a Martian thing they always talk about. The Martians want to be able to be productive and help the society as well as advance, their people. That was interesting. And then we got a Naomi background.
I also
We
think
got
it was,
a
for
part.
Alex, I think it's a lot of guilt.
It's guilt too.
Yeah.
Based on what he,
I think it's just a lot of guilt.
survivor's guilt.
We
Yes.
got a part of Naomi's backstory.
Because
Like,
she used to run with the OPA as a kid, whether or not they were OPA or just had tattoos.
It sounded like
she said
like
OPA.
Yeah, she did.
She said OPA or OPA wannabes with tattoos.
it sounded like she ran with like street level OPA.
Some
Like-
street rats.
Right.
Yeah, or some people who are like recruits for OPA.
Yeah, not like the higher ups or like
She killed innocents by accident and she quit. That was the biggest part of that.
Yeah.
She said she killed innocents.
Did she say she killed them or innocents died?
Innocents died as a result of what she was doing. Which could
There
be
is
as
a
simple as-
there is a distinction because killing them is she killed them as opposed to like
depends.
fallout from her
'Cause
actions.
Yeah.
there's a chance that she could have been, doing something as simple
Misled,
as,
or who knows.
she could have been siphoning water and people.
I really just want to know why she got so many degrees because they mentioned it when Mars
Yeah, I mean,
took them that she had like 3 advanced degrees.
No, we also found out. We also found out the Black Sky did attack Alva Saraja. They hacked into an Earth drone, which are the drones that they use
and
to
just
watch
slammed it
her.
into her ship.
Yeah, which is crazy that they actually did that. We thought it was, we thought it was.
I need you to
still-
stop with the facial expressions.
Well, no,
I
was
can't-
gonna
I
say-
see you processing.
I was gonna say, but like, keep in mind, it's also like, imagine they are like the same as like ISIS or someone saying like, "Oh, that was us. We bombed it." Like, sure, he could have been telling the truth. I didn't have no idea. I don't think they ever harken back to it or anything.
Wow.
But I'm just saying, like,
Spoilers.
So we did get a little background too, also on Anderson Station, a little bit more confirmation that the UN did jam all their signals, even the one that they tried to bounce off that
I don't know if I'm misremembering it, but I feel like I got that watching that scene.
I did too, but we
They're
got
like the
final confirmation.
Yeah, we had
But the
confirmation.
biggest thing we got was the fact that Fred Johnson didn't know they were surrendering.
Well, that's what I'm saying. That's what I got. Like that he never got that message, and he just blew him up.
it did feel.
We
I
didn't get
think
much.
did
Yeah, they
a good job
delivered.
with that.
That's how it came off to me.
It
And then what did they do after?
just blew it up, and then it blew up the station, and then said this was a message to the Belters: do not rebel against us, or you will die.
But what did they do to Fred Johnson?
Gave
Oh,
him
they
a
made
medal.
Hero, gave him a medal, and made him a hero, and he's like, I don't even want this. and then he left, and apparently now it's treason to talk to him.
Well, because he's part of the OPA.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, hold on, pause on that point, because that's actually a really good like indicator for what Earth is. And we get it painted like a little bit like the outlines with the conversation with the undersecretary talking to Holden's mom.
She's the undersecretary, Avasaraja?
Yeah.
Okay.
She's the deputy undersecretary.
Okay,
Right.
so-
I apologize. But we get that where like the UN government is appearing to be a draconian like control state where like you can't even talk to a former war hero who is now part of like a foreign faction that is technically hostile to Earth.
It's kind of like
You can't talk to him or you're a traitor. Like,
which is crazy.
Well, it may also be like how high Avasarala is, perhaps.
it didn't seem like to come across that way. It seemed like anyone interacting is like a traitor, which coupled with Holden's parents, that interaction, we're getting this picture that Earth is like a police state in every sense of the word, and then you have Mars, which is a military nation at this point, but they're still for the greater good of the people, whereas Earth seems more like for control. Like that's why they attacked Anderson Station, because it's like, don't fucking rebel.
Kind of a England vibes.
But like that's it's I really like that they're following like the golden rule of authors is show don't tell. Yeah. They're doing such a good job of showing these background systems without telling about them.
Now
they do it so well, showing it in the show too.
Yeah,
like just there's so many like nuanced things,
and there's like little things
I keep noticing, like constant. Even with like just the way the characters act, like them putting on the suits, that was such a good catch too. Because again, that was the show not tell. They weren't like, oh, in case we get shot at, put your suit on. Like It was just
Yeah, it was pretty cool. I still don't know what the linked people were. I mean, I have ideas of what the linked people were. Technically, in other sci-fi universes, there's been people who get their brains linked together and use that as some sort of either hacking or code, like data encryption and coding, like research thing in the future, where you can just use your entire brain power as the computer and just kind of, that's what they were doing like that, is what I imagine. And by doing so, they're hooked in. They can't see their brain is being sent directly the data, allowing them to manipulate data.
Then why are they moving their body?
Because they're...
Why is the data going across a screen into their eyes?
Because...
If they're actually, like, linked...
The guy flashed a flashlight in his eye
action.
and it didn't even... Yeah.
But they plugged them. That's when it happened. The reason is they have that thing maybe...
But that's what I'm saying. Like, it makes sense with what you're saying, but then they're doing hand motions and the screens have data going across them, but they don't respond to the flashlight. So what's the point of going across the screen if the eyes aren't seeing, if the flashlight's not reacting to them?
Hey, man, that's actually... Yeah, I understand what you're saying.
There's inconsistencies. I hate it.
But they did capture one of those guys alive.
They captured one, so we'll be able to find out what they were doing.
And shot Dresden
I
in
think
the
they
head.
were just high-tech researchers whose brains were...
That's what makes the most sense, honestly.
I don't know, they seem to all freak out. Turn it back on!
Well, I mean, I feel like once you get to that level where you're in a Neuralink doing, like, heavy computational, like, you get accustomed to it. So, like, getting thrown back into real life, especially with a bunch of people with guns, you're going to be like, what is happening? And you're going to be angry about it.
But they also...
They just executed them.
Yeah, but
there's no discipline in the OPA.
They also, don't forget, Dresden gave us information about this. We'll get to that. But they may have been complete believers in their cause and being ripped out of researching data that they believe is going to save humans. And they just see people in front of them with guns.
Are you saying Dresden's like the head of the engineering team that actually goes and talks to people?
He's more the head of the
That is a thing in the engineering field. Like, you either go into more research projects or you go into dealing with people.
He's dead now because Miller... I also love that Miller didn't just shoot... I feel like he shot him once for Julie, once for Eros, and then once just to be sure,
For whatever the reason is that we hopefully get explained.
Yes. We do find out a bunch more about the proto-molecule, which was developed by Protocorp, by the way, or researched by
You're really going deep down this tangential rabbit hole.
The
The proto-molecule, the protocore, they're all related. It's on Phoebe, it's all P's. Triple P, there's 3 P's in Peter Pan. It must be in Neverland.
3 P's in Peter Pan, bro.
That was awesome.
That was good. That was good.
It might be another engine. I don't even know.
But we found out confirmation that they are an extra solar system life. They are not from the Milky Way solar system.
Yes, that is the information we are going with.
And they are trying to use the protomolecules to do things. Dresden said the words literally to become gods, so they can survive in vacuums and hospitable,
And he also said it was a first, like it was them being attacked by this extraterrestrial life form.
Which means
we're gonna use this weapon to make us better.
I have some on the rail theories and off the rail theories.
All of your theories are pretty off the rail.
But so they're trying.
We're gonna go right now.
Yeah, we're trying to use protomolecules to breathe. It was sent to Earth by a space race to take over, which is what they said. Now there's 40 billion people on Earth. If that 100,000 people biomass together made that creature on Arrow Station, 40 billion people being biomass together could create a moon-sized thing that could attack the rest of the galaxy. Is my off the rails theory is that the protomolecule came over and it was a creature, an organism that can combine together and make a bigger one by, integrating other biomass. And then when it came here, the space travel, whatnot, it was split apart. That's my off the rails theory.
Okay.
My on the rail theory is it was space bacteria that feeds on energy.
Space fungi?
Space algae.
I'm gonna go with fungi.
Joe can't say anything. He's full.
I could, but I don't know. I don't want to.
The protomolecule is actually a piece of a Cthulhu-like being.
The only thing I was gonna say is they know nothing about it, and he's like, "You're trying to invade, man. It was the first strike. I'm telling you." Like it's like he says that right after being like, "We know nothing, but we need to know everything."
The only assumption we can make is that it consumes energy and organic mass. That's it. That's all we know based on what's happening. Everything else was hearsay from somebody who's doing research on it.
Yes.
So, but as of right now, we know that 1, it likes radiation and energy and people, and 2, when it interacts with biomass, it kind of causes it either to like react in a way that is almost like a zombie-like, or combine it into itself to create that giant tentacle.
So
which
like
grabbed the spy Kenzo.
I'm pondering.
You're pondering.
Since radiation seems to affect it and encourage it, I want to know if we're ever going to find out where they found it on Phoebe. Because if it was just like on the surface, wouldn't the vacuum of space with all of its radiation have fed it and caused it to grow?
We're ready? Ready, Pan? Ready, Mike? What if it came from the place that the Mormons are going, 100 years away?
It's the goddamn Mormons again.
That's the off the rails theory. The Mormons are actually going to this place by accident, and the ship's going to come back.
I do love that you keep bringing up the Mormons again, because you're just like, there's no way they just added space Mormons.
There is no way they just added space Mormons just because.
No, there's totally a way they added space Mormons just because, but we're not going to drop it until they say, "Oh yeah, the Mormons left on their journey, guys," and then we're going to be like, "They're coming back, and they're going to bring back an entire army of those space things."
Honestly, at this point, if it is just one gigantic red herring, I will be impressed because, God...
What if the protomolecule is a red herring and it's really the Mormons all along?
What if we're actually in a simulation and they're all going to wake up?
Actually, back to simulation. Back to simulation.
We just wrapped up all of the season 1 crazy theories, and we're like...
Episode 2, baby! Time to get some new ones!
Go get your tinfoil hat first, please.
Do you have tinfoil hats? Where's the tinfoil?
Get
Stop!
out of here. Waste my tinfoil.
What else did we see?
We saw a simulation for the first time. They were talking about Mars simulations and how the Martian, people on
The first time we saw the actual on-the-ground simulations they were doing.
No, I'm talking about a space battle. Because they talked about the Martian
you gotta specify.
On the Donager. They were talking about how, we've been through this many simulations and we'll be fine. And then they're like, wait, they have nukes and stealth ships and torpedoes. Like, oh my God, we weren't trained for that. Whereas,
the railgun.
Yeah, the railgun was what destroyed them. But Alex, he programmed all that in because of all the battle data that they were lucky to get from the Donager, unfortunately, past, dying. But he used that. And then he even said this. He failed every single simulation, but he says... I think was it him or was it? It might have been Holden that said it's going to be different with an active crew on here. The active crew is 3 other people. Alex is already on the crew. Holden, Naomi, and Amos. Amos was the only one doing stuff, really, besides, Naomi doing stuff on the computer. Amos had to actually physically do stuff while Alex drove, and Holden kind of just sat there.
Well, that's not true. Holden didn't just sit there. Okay?
He-
Everyone gives him information, and he makes the decision.
He's the XO, so
right?
that's his job.
So it's not fair to say he did nothing.
No, he made the
You know,
decision.
because he had to wait and decide, do I risk Amos's life or do we give him 3 more seconds but maybe all die?
Right.
Let the other pod get blown up and then Miller's dead. Like he had to deal with all that in the moment. So
It was.
don't say he didn't do anything.
He did. He did a lot, but at the same time, physically, he kind of just.
He's the quarterback.
Yeah. Well,
He's
not-
the quarterback.
Not even the quarterback.
He's the
more like
coach.
Coach. Yeah.
What?
He decides to play, and he's like, "Good luck, guys. You do it." Amos is.
Quarterback isn't
Alex is more like the quarterback.
getting all this
I
information.
don't watch sports. Why am I talking about sports?
Quarterback can see everything.
We're getting a little off the rails right now, guys.
Is the one calling the plays.
It's 11 o'clock at night.
It was just.
What are you mumbling about?
God.
You gotta watch the episode to find out. All right, I think that's a good place for us to wrap up because this was actually an extended discussion for us.
Well, 8 theories later.
Yeah, 8 theories later. Oopsies. But that was a fun episode. A very fun episode. That might have been one of my favorites so far just because of the fighting scenes as well as all the info we get, action, the characters that come back. What?
Oh, and Crazy Belter guy didn't die.
Yeah! You're wrong!
I was wrong.
They psyched you out
They-
pretty
they-
good, though.
They're expecting
Now,
this.
They were like, everyone's going to expect this guy to die.
There's 2 things they haven't answered yet.
I've been
Oh,
wrong
shit.
lately.
Based on the
I've been
ship.
wrong lately.
Why do they have gel guns? And is it actually a prison ship? Are we going to find out next episode that this is some sort of prison containment?
OPA attacks
Or-
Helpless Research
or
Center.
Were the researching people that were linked, were they the prisoners?
Yo, can I just say, though, last note for the
I
episode?
don't know. Can you say? Is it
No,
spoilers?
No.
What is it?
That guy who ducked around that corner and shot one of them in the face with the gel gun is a savage. He was like, "Now I'm going to take the fight to them." And he leaned around. Oh, there's a lot. Okay, no, I got one. Boop. And then everyone else
Whoosh.
looked at him like, are you fucking stupid? And then they all died. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
what was
That was
what
an episode, right?
made him think that was a good idea?
That was like off screen, right? That was off screen that happened? The shooting? When he shot the guy
No,
with
they
the gel gun?
literally see it happen. Oh, well,
We don't
you
see-
that guy
Yeah, I'll
shoot him.
You see him get
But
shot.
literally, it's just like, doop. And then they're all like, "Oh my god!" and just annihilate
it's like
the
paintball.
security guards.
But he literally got shot in the face with a paintball, and him and his team got murdered.
Happens.
I love that.
That was
Anyways,
it's very entertaining. I think that's really just a good spot for us to wrap up because we could probably talk for a lot more about this because there's been so much questions brought up this episode and no answers really at all except for like 2. That's just a made up number. Sorry. But I mean, without further ado, we are the review crew.
Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe, please, and keep the comments coming.
Yeah,
Oh,
comments are
yeah.
super fun.
Especially comments on some of these theories, maybe. Just a thumbs up, thumbs down.
If you like our theories, let us know.
Of,
I'm gonna see if there's any good.
I want to
comments right
see some comments like don't sleep on the Mormons or something. It'd be great.
now. I'm still getting comments rolled in. So the first episode.
I thought we were wrapping up.
Yeah. Anyways, we're wrapping
Wrap
up.
up.
I just
You
wanted
guys
to-
have a good night.
Yeah. Thanks for watching, guys.
Sorry.
Bye.
Bye.
Toodaloo.
Woo!